Hello everyone, welcome to Tennis Fan Video. Indian Wells is well underway, and many of the WTA's finest talents have advanced to the latter rounds. Aryna Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek, and Jessica Pegula have all advanced to the quarterfinals after impressive individual weeks under the Californian sunshine. Notably, American stars Coco Gauff and Amanda Anisimova have exited the event after losing to Alexandra Ila and Victoria Mboko, respectively. Of the players listed above, only Jessica Pegula and Amanda Anisimova are yet to win a Grand Slam title. Pegula reached the 2024 U.S. Open final, while Anisimova made major final appearances at the 2025 Wimbledon Championships and 2025 U.S. Open. Former Wimbledon finalist Eugenie Bouchard has weighed in on the matter, selecting the best player yet to win a major trophy on the WTA Tour. Eugenie Bouchard says Amanda Anisimova is the best player on the WTA Tour who has not won a Grand Slam. Speaking during the Tennis Channel's Indian Wells coverage, Bouchard identified Amanda Anisimova as the best WTA player yet to lift a Grand Slam trophy. "I'm going to go with Amanda Anisimova," said Bouchard. "She is my pick because, well, first of all, she's been really close many times. So she's made the final twice last year, obviously at Wimbledon in the U.S. Open, and so she's shown she can go far. I feel like she has the weaponry. She has the power to beat the top players and become a top player herself. But also a balance of some consistency, not just with her results, but with her game as well. She's been able to do better shot selection as she's improved as a player. She used to kind of go for broke and go for too much, but now she has that nice balance, and so I like that going deep in a major." Amanda Anisimova's last 5 Grand Slam results. Tournament. Result. Lost to 2026 Australian Open. Quarterfinal. Jessica Pegula. 2025 U.S. Open. Runner-up. Aryna Sabalenka. 2025 Wimbledon. Runner-up. Iga Swiatek. 2025 French Open. Round of 16. Aryna Sabalenka. 2025 Australian Open. Round of 64. Emma Raducanu. Bouchard also pointed to Chinese star Qinwen Zheng, who won the gold medal at the 2024 Paris Olympics. "I do want to do a quick shout out to Qinwen because she basically almost won a major," Bouchard added. "She won the Paris Olympics, of course, which doesn't count as a Grand Slam for us tennis folks, but is a pretty big deal. And so she has that firepower. She has that serve and that forehand that can disrupt the top players." Chris Eubanks makes his pick. Chris Eubanks, a former Wimbledon quarterfinalist, went a different route, choosing American star Jessica Pegula. Pegula, 32, has been in great form to start the year, reaching the Australian Open semifinals and winning the Dubai Tennis Championships. "I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to go with consistency, and I'm going to go with Jess Pegula," he said. "I think we know that Jess struggled for a while to get past the quarterfinals of a major, but it seems that as soon as she broke through that barrier, made that U.S. Open final in 2024, she has been remarkably consistent and also amassing big titles. Not Grand Slams, but WTA 1000s coming into Indian Wells. She has shown an ability to be able to beat the best players in the world. She's also modifying her game and adding tools to her game to hopefully ascend to that next level of Grand Slam champion. She's being aggressive on the second serve return. She's looking to come to net a little bit more. I think that bodes well for her long term. It doesn't mean necessarily she has the greatest resume, because, as John perfectly highlighted, you have players like Karolina Pliskova, who's been #1 in the world and hasn't won a Grand Slam. Isn't about the greatest resume. This is about who I think the best is right now. And right now, in March of 2026, I think the best player, because of her consistency to not win a major, is Jess Pegula." Jessica Pegula's Grand Slam debut. After a number of appearances in qualifying, Jessica Pegula made her main draw debut in a Grand Slam at the 2015 U.S. Open. Pegula, who came through qualifying, defeated Alison van Witvank 7-5, 6-3, securing a first major main draw win. Pegula was then defeated by 2014 Australian Open finalist Dominika Cibulkova, 7-5, 5-7, 3-6. Flavia Pennetta won the 2015 U.S. Open, defeating compatriot Roberta Vinci in the final. Pennetta, who was seeded 26th at the event, immediately retired from her playing career after securing her first Grand Slam singles title. Returning to Pegula, her next Grand Slam main draw appearance occurred at the 2016 U.S. Open, where she lost in the first round. In the ever-evolving world of women's tennis, debates about greatness often revolve around Grand Slam trophies. Yet sometimes, the most fascinating conversations come from recognizing the brilliance of players who have yet to lift one of those coveted titles. Recently, Eugenie Bouchard sparked exactly that discussion when she shared her thoughts on who she believes is the best player on the WTA Tour still searching for a Grand Slam crown. Bouchard, once a Grand Slam finalist herself at Wimbledon in 2014, understands how difficult it is to cross the final hurdle at the sport's biggest events. Talent, consistency, and mental strength all matter, but sometimes timing and momentum play just as big a role. When she was asked about the strongest player yet to win a major, Bouchard pointed to one name that continues to command respect across the tour: Jessica Pegula. Pegula has quietly built one of the most consistent resumes in women's tennis over the past few seasons. Week after week, she shows up deep in tournaments, defeating top-ranked opponents and proving she belongs among the elite. Her calm demeanor on court, combined with razor-sharp ground strokes and tactical intelligence, has made her one of the toughest players to face. What makes Pegula particularly impressive is her reliability. While some players surge briefly before fading, Pegula has maintained a steady presence near the top of the rankings. She regularly challenges the biggest stars in the sport and has produced memorable performances at major events. However, the one piece missing from her resume remains a Grand Slam title. That absence is exactly what makes Bouchard's praise so interesting. In a sport where legacies are often measured in majors, recognizing a player's greatness beyond that statistic shows how highly Pegula is regarded by her peers. The American has come painfully close in recent years, reaching deep rounds at several Grand Slam tournaments, including the U.S. Open and the Australian Open. Each time, she demonstrated the level required to contend for the title. Yet the final breakthrough has remained elusive. Still, Bouchard's comments suggest that many within the tennis world believe it is only a matter of time. Pegula's game is built on precision rather than flash. She doesn't rely solely on overwhelming power or risky winners. Instead, she constructs points intelligently, absorbing pace from opponents and gradually taking control of rallies. That kind of disciplined approach often proves successful in the long grind of Grand Slam tournaments. Another factor working in Pegula's favor is her mental composure. She rarely shows frustration on court, maintaining focus even when matches become tense. That steadiness is a valuable asset when navigating the pressure-filled moments that define major championships. Of course, the WTA Tour is filled with rising stars and established champions, making every Grand Slam draw incredibly competitive. Breakthrough victories often depend on a mix of form, confidence, and favorable matchups. Yet Bouchard's endorsement highlights the respect Pegula has earned across the sport. Being labeled the best player without a Grand Slam is both a compliment and a challenge, a reminder that the tennis world expects something special from her in the near future. And if Pegula eventually does capture that long-awaited major trophy, Bouchard's words may be remembered as a prediction rather than just an opinion. In tennis, greatness sometimes arrives slowly, but when the moment finally comes, it often feels inevitable. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.